Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another Pause and Pray. Reliance on others is not something I'm really good at, if I'm honest with you. I'm much better at just being stubborn and trying to plow my way through when things get stressful or tense. But for whatever reason, I've been relying on others more this season of life. It's been busy here as we're now into Holy Week. Not only all of the planning for Holy Week, but then on top of that, last week, as some of you at St. Luke's know, we had a computer meltdown in the office. The motherboard went, and it meant an emergency purchase of a new computer, and now we're still working on getting all of the programs, the backups installed, and everything up to date so it can run smoothly and support the life of St. Luke's from an infrastructure standpoint. And then on top of that, I have an 80 and 81-year-old father and mother who are both frail in their health, and that's been on my radar. Now, normally, again, I'd be incredibly stressed out in that situation, mostly because I just try to keep my head down and stubborn my way through. But for whatever reason, in this season of life, I've been handling it fairly well. Maybe it's because I'm middle-aged now and have come to learn a little bit better what I can control and what I can't. Maybe it's some of the reading I've been doing personally on things like overthinking and time management. But whatever the case may be, I've found myself navigating this stressful season fairly well, if I can say so, mostly because I'm letting the love and support of others in. I think of the love and support of Christy, my wife, who really is a true partner. We try to support each other professionally and personally as best we can, and it's been so uplifting to let her love and support in during the past week or week and a half. I think of my treasurer, who spent just as many hours, if not more, than I have on the new computer trying to get it up and running. And I think of so many others here at St. Luke's whom I'm blessed to serve in leadership here, who have stepped in and brought so much energy and oftentimes new energy to new areas of parish life that we need to continue to explore as we find ourselves marvelously changed, but even more marvelously growing somehow through this pandemic, welcoming in new life and gifts. And don't get me wrong, this whole reliance thing for me hasn't come easily. Like a switch just went off. It's like, oh, now I'm going to rely on others. I still have that stubborn streak that tries first to kind of rear its ugly head and this temptation to want to plow my way through it on my own. But I know that typically only leads to a whole lot more stress than I care to admit. So I'll take the gift of relying on others right now. In Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, in his first chapter, he reflects on that same gift. After talking about a very difficult experience full of hardships that he had on a missionary trip to Asia, even bringing him to the point of despair, but Paul speaks underneath all of that of this deep gratitude for, in the midst of the hardship, hearing an invitation to rely on something other than himself, to do some holy reliance in his own life. As we're stepping into Holy Week now, I can't help but think that even Jesus relied on the love and support of others. That beautiful story in Luke's Gospel of Simon of Cyrene helping Jesus carry his cross. And in that and in Paul's own reflection, we're given a holy invitation to pause and pray this Holy Week, to reflect on those wonderful gifts in our lives who have enfleshed wisdom and life and love and support that we've had to rely on as we've navigated life's twists and turns and come to our own growth as a result. Or maybe if you're like me and you're incredibly stubborn, it's an invitation to pause and pray simply for the grace to do a little bit more holy relying during this Holy Week. Because as Holy Week reveals, none of us can come to Easter on our own. But as Holy Week also reveals, all of us can rely on the gift that Easter will come. Holy Week, peace and blessings to you all.